Trump's controlled chaos. This editorial dissects Trump's disruptive policies and their global geopolitical impacts. How little it takes to please or render two insecure nuclear-armed South Asian neighbors was evident this week when, in his State of the Union address, U.S. President Donald Trump thanked the government of Pakistan for helping in the arrest and extradition of a man wanted for his role in the Kabul airport Abbey Gate bombing. Insecure nuclear-armed South Asian neighbors refers to countries like Pakistan and India that, despite possessing nuclear weapons, face internal vulnerabilities. State of the Union address is the annual speech outlining U.S. priorities. Arrest and extradition means the capture and legal transfer of a suspect. Abbey Gate bombing names a specific terrorist incident at Kabul airport. This sentence means that during his address, Trump highlighted how a minimal action by Pakistan, capturing a suspect linked to a bombing, pleased him, showcasing his focus on transactional achievements. The suicide bombing in August 2021, during the chaotic U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan just days after the capital fell to the Taliban, killed some 170 hapless Afghans trying to flee their strife-torn country, but was more ominous with regard to the killing of 13 U.S. military personnel. Suicide bombing is an attack where the bomber sacrifices themselves. Chaotic U.S. withdrawal denotes the disorderly exit of American forces. Hapless Afghans means unfortunate civilians. Ominous implies a foreboding warning. This sentence means that the 2021 bombing, which killed many Afghans and a significant number of U.S. soldiers, signals a deeper, unsettling disparity in how different lives are valued. Ominous because we all know that our lives, Afghans, Pakistanis, Iraqis, Sudanese, Palestinians, you can add dozens of others to the list, count for very little, and thousands of us can be violently killed without consequences. But the world responds in a totally different manner when worthier lives are taken. Count for very little means are considered of low value. Worthier lives is an idiomatic phrase implying some lives are deemed more valuable than others. This sentence means that the global reaction varies dramatically based on whose lives are lost. The reason for our plight may well be found in our own attitudes. This sentence means that part of the problem lies in the societal mindset that devalues many lives. Just look at the reaction to Donald Trump thanking Pakistan. This sentence means that the public and political responses to Trump's praise reveal underlying issues of value and dependency. The Pakistani Prime Minister tweeted a long message of gratitude to POTUS. POTUS stands for President of the United States. This sentence means Pakistan's leader publicly expressed thanks to Trump via Twitter. One PTI-affiliated handle claimed that the Prime Minister first tagged Trump, but updated his tweet to drop the tag after being criticized. PTI-affiliated handle refers to a social media account linked with the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf Party. This sentence means that a PTI-related account noted the Prime Minister removed Trump's tag in his tweet following backlash. Pakistan's dependence on the U.S. and the financial institutions it holds sway over, such as the IMF and World Bank, is not a secret. Hold sway over means exerts influence on. This sentence means that Pakistan's reliance on U.S. power and institutions like the IMF is well known, but India sees itself as a close ally of the U.S. and central to its China-centric policy, and a country that is powerful enough to deal with all nations on an even keel. On an even keel is an idiom meaning in a balanced state. This sentence means that India, in contrast, positions itself as a strong, balanced partner to the U.S. Predictably, Pakistan was pleased, relieved, and felt loved by Trump's message. This sentence means that Pakistan's positive reaction to Trump's thanks reinforced its dependent relationship with the U.S. Admittedly, India's reaction was not articulated officially. This sentence means that India did not issue an official statement on the matter. It came in the form of a news report, quoting government, read security sources, which tried to water down the importance of the Abbey Gate bombing suspect's capture because he was supposed to have played a lesser role in the mayhem. Water down is an idiom meaning reduce the impact of. Mayhem means chaos. This sentence means that unofficial reports from India downplayed the significance of the suspect's capture. Some of this report's contents were challenged by a keen chronicler of terrorism in the region. Chronicler means an expert recorder of events. This sentence means that certain aspects of the Indian report were disputed by a terrorism expert. A Pakistani TV channel and a former CIA official also cast doubts on the significance of this man's arrest. 2. This sentence means that both a TV channel and an ex-CIA officer questioned how important the arrest was. On the other hand, a Pakistan-based website detailed his role in the bombing, calling him the ISK Abbey Gate bombing mastermind, who is said to have planned the attack with the eventual suicide bomber while still in prison. Mastermind means the main planner. This sentence means that a Pakistani website portrayed the suspect as the chief architect of the bombing, even while incarcerated. The Taliban freed them when they captured Kabul in 2021. This sentence means that when the Taliban took Kabul, they released the suspect and his associates. In an affidavit filed in the Alexandria court in Virginia, where Sharifullah appeared this week to face charges, the FBI agent who interrogated him spells out exactly the role the suspect was said to have played in scouting the site to be bombed, among other things. Affidavit means a sworn written statement. Interrogated means questioned thoroughly. This sentence means that in a legal document, an FBI agent detailed the suspect's role, including scouting the bombing site. Whatever the exact nature of the suspect's role and the debate over how significant it was, President Trump claimed it as a big win and thanked the government of Pakistan for helping in the capture of this monster. Big win is an idiom meaning a major success. Monster is an idiomatic term for a dangerous criminal. This sentence means that despite uncertainties about the suspect's role, Trump touted the arrest as a significant victory. Predictably, Pakistan was pleased, relieved, and felt loved by Trump's message. This sentence means that once again, Pakistan reacted positively to Trump's praise. This seems to have upset India. This sentence means that India was disturbed by the announcement. Generally, Trump thrives on creating controlled chaos and succeeds in staying ahead of the news cycle. Thrives on means excels at. Controlled chaos suggests deliberately managed disorder. Staying ahead of the news cycle means managing public perception by being timely. So, this sentence means that Trump's strategy is to generate orchestrated disorder and dominate the headlines. This week, where so much seems to have been squeezed into a mere 7 days, was another example of the Trump policy. Squeezed into is an idiomatic expression meaning fitted within a short time. This sentence means that the rapid succession of events this week exemplifies Trump's approach. When the news of America's direct talks with Hamas in Egypt broke, and before questions could be asked about the change in policy, whereby the U.S. says it does not negotiate with terrorists, Trump let loose with his threat to Hamas to release all hostages, or there would be hell to pay. Let loose is a phrasal verb meaning to speak forcefully. Hell to pay is an idiom meaning severe punishment. This sentence means that when the U.S. policy on negotiating with terrorists shifted, Trump aggressively threatened Hamas to free hostages. This threat dominated headlines and not the U.S.-Hamas talks. This sentence means that Trump's threat received far more media attention than the actual negotiations. When the Arab plan for the reconstruction and rehabilitation of Gaza was announced, Israel rejected it outright. The White House National Security Council spokesperson Brian Hughes may not have used the same words as Israel, but said the only plan workable was the Trump plan for Gaza. Reconstruction and rehabilitation means rebuilding and recovery. Rejected outright means completely dismissed. Plan workable means a plan that can actually function. This sentence means that Israel dismissed the Arab proposal, and the Trump plan was deemed the only feasible option by the U.S. 2 days later, Trump's point man on the Middle East and fellow property tycoon Steve Witkoff, who is credited with twisting Benjamin Netanyahu's arm for the Gaza ceasefire days before the Trump inauguration, surprised journalists during a White House press gaggle on Egypt's plan, approved by Arab leaders. Point man means the lead representative. Property tycoon means a very wealthy real estate magnate. Twisting someone's arm is an idiom meaning persuading forcefully. Press gaggle means a press briefing. This sentence means that Steve Witkoff, a key Trump associate, surprised reporters with comments on Egypt's reconstruction plan. There are a lot of compelling features to it. We need more discussion about it, but it's a good faith first step from the Egyptians, he said, adding, the larger point is that what President Trump is now talking about in Gaza is now encouraging other people in the Middle East to present proactive proposals for what we might consider. Compelling features means strong, persuasive elements. Good faith, first step, means an earnest initial effort. Proactive proposals means forward-thinking suggestions. This sentence means that Witkoff described Egypt's plan as promising and suggested that Trump's remarks are intended to spur further regional initiatives. Witkoff suggested that a goal of Trump's Gaza takeover plan was merely to push regional allies to come up with alternatives. This sentence means that, according to Witkoff, Trump's strategy is to pressure regional partners into proposing different solutions. Asked whether he accepted the Arab plan's view that the reconstruction of Gaza can take place without displacing the Palestinians, Witkoff responded, "We're evaluating everything there. It's a little bit early to comment." This sentence means that when questioned about the feasibility of reconstructing Gaza without displacing Palestinians, Witkoff gave a non-committal reply. Reporting on this conversation, an Israeli media organization reminded its audience that under Trump, it is not the CIA or NSC or even the State Department that calls the shots on Gaza, but Witkoff, who is the most empowered envoy as he speaks for the president. Calls the shots is an idiom meaning makes the final decisions. Empowered envoy means a representative with significant authority. This sentence means that an Israeli outlet noted that Trump's policies on Gaza are effectively dictated by Witkoff rather than traditional U.S. institutions. This controlled chaos unleashed by Trump continued the rest of the week, with Trump withdrawing his administration's earlier threat to expel tens of thousands of Ukrainians who arrived in the U.S. after the war in their country. Controlled chaos is a paradoxical phrase meaning deliberately managed disorder. This sentence means that Trump's erratic approach persisted as he retracted a previous threat to deport Ukrainian immigrants. He also seemed to suggest that ceasefire in Ukraine was days away, as, he said, both Russia and Ukraine were ready for it now. Ceasefire means an agreement to stop fighting. This sentence means that Trump implied a ceasefire in Ukraine was imminent, claiming both sides were prepared for peace. While talking up peace between Russia and Ukraine, he ratcheted up tensions with Canada by making claims over the latter's territory on top of a trade tariffs war. Ratcheted up is a phrasal verb meaning increase steadily. Trade tariffs war refers to economic disputes involving taxes on imports. This sentence means that while promoting peace in one conflict, Trump simultaneously escalated tensions with Canada over territorial and economic issues. That, in a nutshell, is Trump for you. In a nutshell is an idiom meaning summarize briefly. This sentence means that the described actions capture the essence of Trump's unpredictable and transactional style. It would be foolish to pin hopes of much good on him. The sentence means that expecting positive outcomes from Trump is unwise. At the same time, he is so openly, blatantly transactional that you never know if the Saudi $1 trillion deal over 4 years that he has talked of may well make him accept the Saudi two-state solution condition for normalization in the Middle East. Blatantly transactional means openly focused on deals. Saudi $1 trillion deal refers to a proposed financial agreement with Saudi Arabia. Two-state solution means a proposal for the Israeli-Palestinian conflict involving two separate states. Normalization means restoration of formal relations. This sentence means that Trump's overt deal-making might force him to accept conditions that could reshape Middle Eastern alliances, revealing his opportunistic nature. The writer is a former editor of Dawn. This sentence means that the author, with prior editorial experience at Dawn, presents these observations. Abbas Nasir at hotmail.com. Published in Dawn, March